Anyone who wants to go to a protected area like State House is not an ordinary person. That is a criminal. That is an armed person that must be dealt with equal force. And the only force that applies to such people is to shoot and kill. If you think that the government is sending goons and assassins to attack people's property and investments, why do you have a problem when the government then goes after the people they have sent, as you claim? Waja, we will arrest everyone, and I can tell you they are terrorists, and they are going to be charged as either facilitating terrorism or they are terrorists themselves. Yule mama ambaye alichomewa biashara yake ya county supermarket alifanya makosa gani? Opuzi yenu mnatuambia sijui one term ya nani? Nani alikuambia sisi ndio tutakaa one term? Kibaki hakukaa one term, Uhuru hakukaa one term. Sisi umeona wakati imetufikia ndio sisi ni washezi tukae one term. Tunapiga term mbili fululizo. Kuna na mimi nataka niseme na nishukuru Rais William Samoei Ruto. Wakati jana umesema shoot but do not kill. I want to repeat it here. In fact, shoot and kill. You cannot have someone coming after your life and you do not want to shoot and kill. You cannot have someone who is going to terrorize you and your family and you are telling me you cannot shoot and kill. You cannot have someone who is coming after your businesses armed and with weapons and you want to tell me that you cannot use shoot and kill. The Constitution, the Police Act has given the police the powers to use their arms where they have evaluated the risk of their lives is in danger. And I want to say, these people have been terrorizing people. Anyone who wants to go to a protected area like State House is not an ordinary person. That is a criminal. That is an armed person that must be dealt with equal force. And the only force that applies to such people is to shoot and kill. If you think that the government is sending goons and assassins to attack people's property and investments, why do you have a problem when the government then goes after the people they have sent, as you claim? Waja, we will arrest everyone, and I can tell you.
Welcome back to EBN TV, the spheres of life, fixing the political misfits. And the clip that you've just heard is of our leaders, the sentiments and the words that they have for the people that they elected them. What is your view on the leaders and the political leaders that we have on board? And here tonight, I'm glad to have Gladson and Mark O'Kerry with me. I'm starting with Mark O'Kerry because this is your first time to be here.
Thank you.
Say hi to people.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
My name is Mark O'Kerry. I am the founder and CEO of a community-based organization called Leaders, which mainly is out to nurture young leadership potential, such as myself. I am also a podcaster myself, a podcaster at This Is Life podcast, where we majorly share all about life, even as campus students, and just moving on with life. I'm also a public speaker and a voiceover artist, and I'm also a student at the Technical University of Kenya, pursuing a degree in civil engineering. And yeah, that's basically who Mark O'Kerry is. And looking forward. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome here at EBN TV. Gladson, this feels like part of a side in your home. Welcome to EBN TV.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Yes. I think nimekuwa residential analyst or residential guest. Yeah, it's always nice to be here because this gives us an opportunity whereby we just get to talk to people, share our views, and just try to, as you have said, fix those misfits and maybe just enlighten and learn from one another. So yes, Gladson Madin on all social media platforms, and thank you to everyone who tunes in to just listen in and maybe just comment and maybe ask us questions. Yeah, so we are looking for a good one.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Now we've seen Belgood MP Koech Nelson with his sentiments when it came to attacking protesters. What do you make of him, Gladson?
it just last week when I hear Lisema, we have this what we call political bad manners, whereby we just have leaders who are just reckless, who just speak because they have a mic, but they don't actually evaluate on maybe just as themselves what impact or what am I likely to bring to brew when I say such words. You see, when you say like shoot, kama mimi rais alisema fanyeni piga miguu, mimi nasema shoot to kill. You see, with that you are a leader, you are an MP, you are in charge of a huge constituency. We are talking about over 50,000 people who are who elected you to be their leader, and they just expect you as a person someone who just talks to people about these ideas. For example, instead of you castigating about maybe the protesters, how about you try and talk about the issues, maybe what is affecting them, why do you even reach here in the first place, and why do you want to kill people? Because how many will you kill? That should be the question. How many will you kill, and how will that now solve the issues that we are facing? Yes, I agree, some protests can go out of hand, and some people maybe like we saw last week, some goons who went and stole from so many supermarkets and other areas. But now, how do you easily distinguish between a protesters and a goon? And if you decide to shoot anyone just because they are maybe passing by a police station or just in town, it definitely means you'll go and shoot a lot of people, because you'll be assuming a goon does not have a tag, and neither does a normal protester have a tag. So you'll just be shooting everyone. Exactly.
That's very true. So do we need to have identity as we go to the roads to participate or even to practice what our constitution demands?
Basically, no, because if you look at what the Constitution says about protest, picketing, and demonstration, it is simple. You have a placard which explains why you are demonstrating or picketing. Also, maybe with the Gen Zs, you had they're saying carry a flag, carry your phone, and maybe a whistle. Okay, so with the whistle is just to create that awareness where once you blow it, people know, okay, this is what it is, or maybe just that buzz all around it. So if you start also telling people to maybe wear a certain color, maybe green, or maybe a tag like we saw with the community, those guards, people who are taking care of businesses in Nairobi, with that is different, because well, you need to identify a security officer from a normal protester. So if you tell them to have maybe a red ribbon or maybe to wear a certain type of uniform, it is acceptable. But because they are not protesting, they are there for a certain task. So the police need to identify them as maybe people who are taking care of a certain business. But if you just tell that now all protesters should be maybe wearing white cape, and everyone will still wear white cape, because the same goons understand now that we'll be unmasking ourselves if you don't go with a white cape. So you see, those things are all unconstitutional. And I think instead of us being radical and maybe trying to maybe act out of impulse, which is wrong, as a leader you need to be sober so that you may make decisions. Now is the time whereby now you talk to these people, as long as you are, as much as you are angry, if you are a father and your children are going against your will, you will first start looking at it from this angle. Am I a good father or not? And why are they rebelling against me? Is it their own, is it their character, their behavior, or there is an underlying factor in between? So you can't tell protesters to wear in a certain way or behave in a certain way, because some can decide to just walk while they are holding hands. Some will just walk freely in town. Some will enjoy those running battles and stuff like that. But as long as someone is not a danger to anyone, I don't see just because you are passing through a certain place, police should do. Then lastly, we saw with during the President Uhuru's time, the same MPs were complaining, saying that Uhuru was mistreating them, and Uhuru was reckless, and maybe the MPs who were with Uhuru, they were not as courteous. But now we are seeing them doing the same thing. So it begs the question, do we even learn?
Okay, rarely do we. We have Marco Kerry, CEO, Leaders Lead as Leaders. We've seen a clip on where Belcourt MP Coach Nelson is giving some orders. How do you make of such orders?
I think Gladson has been able to raise some very key views, and maybe just to add on what he has said, I think it calls for how did we get here? How did we get to a point of evoking shoot to kill orders? I think when you go back to last year, the protest went about because of one thing, the financial bill 2024. And with that now came a lot of aggression, a lot of, let me say, uncertainties from both parties. And you tend to realize that having all this chaos within the nation, having chaos between its leaders and its citizens, it causes a lot of havoc. So that's where it all began. And from the finance bill, it went to the protest. From the protest, it went to abductions and killings. And we now come back to the same process this year, whereby, in addition, we're not talking about the finance bill right now. We are talking of the lives that were lost last year. So I tend to feel like if we get to understand, when we get to understand why and how we got here, it will also call for our leaders to navigate and to manage this situation in a better way, rather than just shooting to kill. You have talked about identity. As a generation, we are Gen Zs. You can't also put a tag on the people who came to vandalize and to mix themselves within the protest and not call them Gen Zs. You tend to realize that it's always with the cause that brings out people to the streets. If you're a nurse, you go out to the streets because of maybe poor health facilities, health services. If you are a teacher, you go to the streets because of salaries and all. So if we are able to align ourselves with a particular cause, if we align ourselves to understanding that we are going to the streets because we want to remember the lives of those who we lost last year. If you're going to the streets because of the financial bill of last year, then we will automatically know who is who, even in the protest. And a key identity that happened even in the recent protest was you find that the goons, let me call them the goons. The goons were protected by the police. That's a clear indication, and it's giving identity to the people who are not with the cause of the people. So it calls for, if you are a Gen Z, if you're out there and you're trying to understand what particular cause is there, and you even find that these goons were paid. So it calls for why. How did they come to a situation whereby they have to be protected by the police, and the call for the police is utumishi kwa wote? Utumishi kwa wote, I tend to take it as a symbiotic kind of relationship. Because if a police officer comes to the aid of its citizen, what will stop the citizen from coming to the aid of the police? So it is utumishi kwa wote, and it's symbiotic. So it doesn't have to be one-sided, where the police have to go and attack the youth or the protesters, because what was the cause? The cause was peaceful protesting, which is even embedded into the Constitution of Kenya. So it calls for, number one, understanding how far we've come from and how did we get here. After understanding that, then we won't have to give out orders recklessly of shooting to kill. Because I tend to also feel like it's also a mediocre kind of fear that if we don't shoot these people, they'll continue disturbing us. They'll continue disturbing what we are having as leaders, as a nation. So why not also give a leadership of value that will lead to not giving out such orders and giving orders to protect the citizens, giving orders to the police to protect the peaceful protesters. So I think that's my view concerning that clip. That we need to understand whatever cause that brought us to the streets. If we don't understand the cause, then that is someone who is against the will of the people.
Okay, I think there is something trickling from a bit far, because we saw CS Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, giving or even saying that these orders are from above, which is the above that we don't understand. And from there, this is when it came to in between our president. He had something, and I think in a short time we shall be playing it. And now we've seen Belgood MP still getting back to the same track that we need to shoot. And now it came to a point that we saw our police are they are inserting such a big force to the citizens, whereby now President Ruto came in as the leader that we see on top, as a leader that we so much rely on, so immensely rely on. And we've seen him, because people are being abducted and killed, or even when it comes to protests, being killed so carelessly. And we've seen Ruto giving orders that you shoot on the whichever part of your leg, which we saw from wheelbarrow to wheelchair. I think a lot of things, a lot of memes across all social media platforms. And before we move further, because I think Glatons will be handling something on the same, I will first want to see the clip where our president is giving orders to shoot.
Mtu ambaye anaenda kuchoma biashara ya mtu mwingine, mtu ambaye anachukua moto anaenda kuchoma biashara ya mtu, anaenda kuchoma mali ya watu wengine, mtu kama huyo apigwe risasi miguu, aende hospitali, akienda kotini. Yes. Wasimuue, lakini wapige hii miguu ivunjike ndio aende kotini, aende hospitali, akienda kotini.
Yes, that's our president giving orders to shoot your leg, and your leg is shot. You're going to hospital. You are passing through hospital, going to the court. How does that look, Gladson? Sentiments from the top leader in our country, the president.
It's laughable. It's laughable because if we just trying to create a scenario whereby now we are allowing the usage of guns anyhowly and normalizing it. Because in most cases you'll find a police officer will walk with a gun for maybe a month without even using it.
So this is an opportunity.
So this is an opportunity. Yenye rais amesema mtu akipita police station and you're not being categorical doing what? Many people pass through police stations. Many people. Na some point in time unapataka kuna wale watu wanakimbizananga tu. Normal people running. Huyu anatoka hivi anakimbia hivi, huyu pia anakimbia hivi. Na ni watu wakubwa, ukiangalia ni big people. So mtu kama yeye akikimbia hivyo, si polisi mtakumbuka ile order alafu mseme hapa sasa unakimbia nini? Then unastuka umenini. Then two, I think we just need to sit down as a country and look at how we are handling things, because such words ndio unaona pia MPs they are using it in their own ways, because this head of state alafu pia ndio anaitwa baba wa taifa, which means everyone looks at you as the father. So whatever you say, we should be believing it and it should be of best interest of everyone. Okay? Because kama mzazi, unless under abnormal circumstances, you can never kill your child. You can never put them in any type of danger. You'll always want to see them secure. Okay? So you now look at those three aspects of a father and being the provider, not a complainer. So if you look at those aspects, alafu you look at how people are handling things, utaanza kuona the worst side. Then the people that they're talking to, the Gen Zs, there are people that don't take this thing seriously. Because ukiangalia wanatengeneza mpaka clip. Sasa hata kuna wimbo imetoka, kuna TikTok challenges zimefanywa. Mpaka mwingine anasema how we will be going to the polling station. Wa kila mtu amekona crutches na wengi mpaka kule. They are coming. So they don't see it as serious. That time watu walikuwa wanasema, mtu anasema there's a doctor who was even trending and said, "Mimi nikikufa, do for me this, do for me that." So you see, so they don't take what they are saying seriously, because wanaona hii ni joke. So you will tell them not to go, they will go. Then wewe remembering that order, you will somewhere shoot. Hata kama utamuua. Hao ni watu wangapi umepeleka usini umevunja mguu? Unaona? What are you doing to their livelihood? And what type of reception are you expecting upate after that? Yes, they were going to do this. How about mtu mwenye akimbi? Na si mtu huwezi shika juu hayuko ana transit, maybe si nduthi, ni mtu anatembea, so kumaanisha ni mtu anakimbia, ni mtu, if you go after them you will still get them. No. So unless you feel you are in immediate danger, because those are the aspects of how people should be using guns. When you feel like you are in immediate danger. Immediate danger nile, if you don't use your gun, it is either you who is dead or the other person. Sasa huyu mtu amekuja kukimbia kwa police station. Ukitoka hivi nje, uamwagie water cannon probably, or maybe something like shooting in the air, then they are dispersing. Why would you resolve to shooting their legs? Because wale si watu wanakuja, ni watu wenye, they just moving around there. So I feel for our leaders to give such orders ni reckless. They're just being reckless, and therefore it's just political bad manners that we should, as a country, look at it. So the focus should not be on how many should we injure, how many should we kill, because you will kill every day. And if you have lost even one person in your family, you will know how hard that is. Because you just don't know who you are killing. Some mwingine unapata there are 3 children. Na wewe umeua ndio analisha mpaka baba. Analisha mpaka mama. You see, so you are already una ile mzigo, ile uchungu walikuwa nayo ya the economy not working for them. Already unaongezea ingine ya removing the breadwinner from them. Na pia wezi ambia watu ati instead of protesting kaa kwenu, it is their constitutional right. They need to, when something is not right, they need to air them out. So what we should do ni, how can we now as a country make this place a better place? Juzi alikuwa anaongelelea about in the same vein alikuwa anasema you people are going to the street to complain about jobs. We have had 3 presidents. Na hizi 3 presidents kuna watu wamekosa kazi from yule president mpaka mimi, which is okay, it's the reality. But now just because Jeff uliacha nyumba chafu, pia mimi niache chafu because wewe uliacha ikiwa chafu. You see, where is the logic to that? Ni wewe ukiacha nyumba chafu, it's my duty to make sure kwamba ni sufficient. Okay? Don't do something because the other person did it or is doing it. Watakumta ataanza ku question, where is your wisdom? So I think instead of us giving these orders, because in most cases unapatanga, this is how retaliation comes in. As a father, ukiwa too much hard on your children, watazoea punishment. Now once wamezoea punishment, they will be telling themselves, tufanyeni tu, chenye baba atafanya atatupiga na ishe. You see, so from there they will never listen to you. Utaishiaga hiyo wafanye wapige ishe, kesho warudie. Itafika place ubaki now lawlessness imeingia. Everyone wako like twendeni watuue wote. Now when that comes in, unapata kwamba sasa ratio ya polisi tu wananchi sasa hii tunaambiwa ni polisi mmoja na handle watu 100. Unaona? So wewe ukipata sasa hata kama ni 20, watu 100 wako approach. How many will you kill before kufikia?
You can't. Yeah, so we have Okeri, thank you, Gladson. Okeri, what implications do you see our president giving orders to shoot your legs?
I think Gladson has given a very funny point, which I also agree. But I feel like the clips that have been revolving around the shoot the leg in social media, I think that's just a funny way, or rather that's the Gen Z way of handling things. I think nothing can go. No word can go within the country without having been publicized either as AI or a meme. So I think that's just the way we handle things. But the implications of such orders. Number one, the first thing that was mentioned was the guy who goes to burn or rather destroy people's property. The question is, who is going to destroy people's property? During the recent protests, we've seen that it's either the goons or even people who within the same cause, they want something that is outside of the cause. So I think number one is to understand who is the one who is going to kill, or rather to destroy property. Number two is as Gladson has said, it's a matter of looking at the pain that will be caused in a family. Even if it's a matter of shooting the leg, even the medical costs, and even taking care of the person who has been able to experience such, it becomes it becomes a long toll on even on the family. So, number one, getting to know who. Number two is getting to understand, if I was in the shoes of a random citizen who is shot at the leg, what pain or rather what hurt does it cause on the immediate people or the immediate kin? Currently, we are dealing with a new kind of resistance within the country, a disillusioned youth. And looking even at the clip, it's a matter of who is the audience. One thing that I'll say is we are getting, we are being told on and on and on and on, even in the business world, that we are getting into the age of social media, whereby you can even sell your products even online. Now, looking at this juncture, we are looking at a politician, even a leader and an audience. We don't have to give incentives to people to go and listen to you. Already there are platforms, social media platforms such as EBN, we have podcasts. That is how we are adapting even to the online age, the technologies that are coming up. So a message will be able to be passed even through those platforms. It also calls for what is the literacy levels of the audience. I mean, one thing that I've always had is I cannot go to a certain political rally if my kids are hungry. I can't go to a political rally if I don't have anything to eat in the morning. So if you look at such circumstances, you also tend to realize that if we go hand in hand, even as these politicians, because already we have leaders who are adapting to such platforms, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, be it TikTok. So let's not, even as we are trying to move forward, let's try and use these platforms to pass a message, because within those platforms, we will also tend to sit and ask ourselves, is whatever I'm saying, is it according to even my principles? Is it according to my morals? Will I look at the implications of whatever orders that I'm going to give, or the message that I'm going to give? So such is what we should be looking for. As I said before, we are dealing with a disillusioned youth, whereby it's a youth is there with his own Wi-Fi and his phone, the internet connection. Message will reach to you. The order will reach to you. It doesn't have to be even in a physical setup. We're going online. So if we can also tend to look at these particular audiences, I'm really looking at the audience. I tend to think that if there were no incentives, then the leader will speak to himself. But the leader can even be able to summon a whole media station to listen to them. So why don't we use such platforms? And using such platforms, can we be able to understand the implications? Can we be able to understand our communication? How are we flowing with it? So I think that's the much I can take out of it. Looking at the audience, looking at the orders, looking at even the particular age that we are in today. why don't we adapt
Yeah.
to such platforms and move forward even as a country? Yeah.
Okay, good. And we've seen Baba go silent for a very long time, and on Monday we saw him giving orders for protesters to meet at Kamukunji grounds to do a commemoration of the Sabasaba issue, and I just want to quote, we waited for him all through the day, but he did not turn up. And before we go further, we want to see a clip of him doing a press conference, or even calling for a press conference at Serena Hotel.
In commemorating this very important day. Unfortunately, as you all know, circumstances, today the roadblocks all over town, which has made it difficult for people to move to Kamkunji. In the circumstances, I've decided therefore to talk to the media here at Serena. 35 years later, the country is grappling with a new wave of unrest and political activism. The question we have to ask ourselves is, where do we go from here? Do we embrace chaos or a coming together of minds and country? As a living architect of the events leading to the Sabasaba, I choose a coming together of minds and country in the interest of the country. I long fought for its progress, stability and prosperity. The most important struggle taking shape in our country today is the struggle for good governance, economic opportunity, and equality, on enhancing accountability, transparency, and improving the police-to-people relationship. Your rogue police force that shoots people with impunity. And this is a force that we inherited from the colonialists. It has not been reformed to become a people's defender, a people's servant. I propose that the conclave I envisage comes up with better and sustainable ways for addressing transparency, accountability, and impunity, especially with regard to corruption, and ensuring that leaders are held accountable for their actions. Such a national conclave must have clear terms of reference and be populated and helmed by the most serious and sober minds in our nation. The proceeds of the national dialogue be subjected to a referendum.
It is former Prime Minister Raila Odinga giving his sentiments during Sabasaba Day when all roads leading to CBD were closed. And this is what he did after he had promised to meet people for commemoration at Kamukunji or on Kamukunji grounds, and he not turn up. And as I can say, when you walk around that place where these people were meeting, or even where they expect to meet the former Prime Minister, you can see a lot of things, a lot of shoplifting was done around that place. Everyone who had business, even around Juakali, things were not good because a lot of people were paraded from your road to Isili, along Majengo, all the way to Shaurimoyo, across Jogo Road. All that area was infested with, let me quote, 60% guns, because you don't expect people to come or good when it comes to protest, because people take advantage of all these things. And on that note, I want to ask Gladson, what was the purpose of Prime Minister calling people to Kamukunji grounds and later not turning up?
There's this thing that I was talking about the other time.
Yeah.
I think I was having a conversation with my sister and mom, nikiwaambia, we all know Raila.
Yeah, and as we continue, we shall still be watching some clips of what was happening during Sabasaba Day. Yeah. So yeah, we can move on.
We all know Raila very well, right Honorable Raila Molo Odinga. Raila has a huge following, and he has been doing maandamanos for the longest time. In fact, I can say he's the only leader since the real Sabasaba to this day yeye amefanya maandamano mingi sana and the only person mwenye anaweza rival ni the doctors. Hao ndio wana maybe the numbers are close or maybe the same. So Raila is not a person mwenye anaweza zuiwa kuingia CBD by whoever. No, let alone magari ya polisi imewekwa hivi na just mere barricades is for vehicles. People used to walk kama wakati Mathare. You used to come and Peter all through amefungiwa. Wamemfungia Sipitie town. You used to find a way anatembea hivi anakuja unampata ametokea Isili anazunguka hivyo. So ni mtu mwenye angetaka angefanya. So what was here personally maybe I can read it as a political game whereby since he is in government he can be used because you know when Raila says something most of his followers will do. So wakisema tukutane Kamukunji, a lot of people will definitely get an intel waambiwe actually we're not going. But don't publicize it. Let people just confuse themselves. All their attention iende to Kamukunji. So once all the attention iko pale Kamukunji, mtu anakwambia nende kufanya nini tao na baba anakuja Kamukunji. So tao will be decongested. So it's more of a political game make sure no one goes to town. So once we make all roads leading to Kamukunji, then pale Kamukunji malotaka watu waende, unakosa a lot of chaos. So people were like, kama Kamukunji iko hivyo mimi siendi. Wacha watu wengine So you see, so already umekill two birds with one stone. One, decongest tao. Two, make Kamukunji impassable and a place where no one can converge by virtue of just coming out to it was so chaotic na my supporters wangekuja pale hawangekuwa safe. So I didn't see the need ya kupeleka watu Kamukunji. That's why he said that polisi waliziba barabara zote. Na ungeangalia vizuri the whole of Jogoro DV people were being engaged whereby hata pia as much as town imezuiwa someone could easily come from any side na anahepa town anaingia Kamukunji. So it's easier. So I think ni more of a political game. Alitumika vizuri to make sure kwamba that maandamano does not become as effective as it was supposed to be. And also pia as idea policy to just make sure the police deal with a small crowd than the usual, because yangala watu wengi most people that riot most of them are university students and people from ghetto when wanakuwa mobilized from all these informal settlements kama wale wa in Kayole kuna pale wale kina Moshi wala no then kuna wale wa Kibra you see. So once they hear Raila speaking the whole of Kibra itaka the whole of wakina Moshi wana wataka so given that ushamaliza hizi crowds mbili definitely to control ile traffic ingekuja town from the word go, because wale I've interacted with some na wanakuambianga tu kitu moja, sisi tutafanya anything but baba naye akisema tusifanye tutafanya. They will gladly tell you that and I don't know why but they just wanasemanga huyo hatuwezi disrespect anything else then they might even not do vitu fulani but once amwambia don't do this watasema baba kama amesema tusifanye. Na utapata maybe the minority who feel like mbona tumsikize wale nao wanakosanga ile nguvu ya kukuja without the majority, because the wale majority ndio wengi wao wamezoea maandamano, they know how to go about everything. So I think it was more of a well choreographed move and Raila coming out to give Raila coming to give out the speech mwishowe was just more of, you can say, a mockery kind of stuff because alikuwa anajaribu explain kitu yenyewe. If people want to now think about it from a normal perspective wakiangalia the real Sabasaba, Raila amekula tiagas mingi mpaka okay, so that's nimekwambia hakuna kitu kingemzuia. Na ile wakati pia alikuwa anasumbua before the handshake ulikuwa unaona kwamba he used to move masses. Live bullets zinapigwa, tear gas zinapigwa, all sort of water cannons zinakuja with different chemicals, but people will still wakiambiwa Tuesday wanakuja, Thursday wamepigwa tear gas, Tuesday wamepumua, Wednesday, Thursday tena wameku. So you see with that Raila could easily pull up a crowd to Kamukunji kama angetaka, but ni yeye mwenyewe pia alijua kwamba this is just a strategy for me, wacha niiseme to just bring this confusion and chaotic incidences so that people can stay away from town.
Okay, that's a good one. And as I will be coming back to you, still following the same clips that you're still watching on your screens. I would want to know from you as we come back. I will be shifting to Mark Okeri. I want to understand, these people use a lot of energy and they don't get exhausted, or even they don't give up when it comes to protesting and running all over everywhere. You can see a lot of damages. You can see smoke everywhere. You can see fires everywhere, even on the roads. You can see rocks everywhere. But these people are still not getting exhausted of what this is happening. So remember, you are watching EBN TV, The Spheres of Life, and this is Fixing the Political Misfits. Okay, there is something that Gladstone has gone through, and we've seen that Raila wanted to use some strategies to see that Nairobi CBD is not congested by protesters and these people demonstrating or picketing, and to combine all energies and all people around Kamukunji grounds. Now, my question and my concern is, why does these political leaders don't use the same tactics, the same manners, the same ways and the same strategies to make sure that they deliver? Because I would, on my own understanding, is that what we've seen is like we talk too much as citizens, but these people have turned deaf eye on us. Why don't these people use the same strategies to deliver? And remember, if they have to deliver, it is delivering back from the tax that we give, the revenue that we collect every minute.
I think there were polls that were done quite recently by TIFA.
Yeah.
And those polls, one of the statistics that was there was there is 38% of government trust at the moment. And 75% of that is by the youth. So when you look at such numbers, you tend to ask yourself then, why is it that there is so little of government trust, and most of it by the youth? I tend to feel like if we had the opportunity to use such strategies in the same way into ensuring there is delivery of medical care, there is delivery of good education, there is delivery of food within the country, I think we would have gone so much steps ahead. But then I think it will take some time before we finally get to the end of having no political godfather or someone to look up to in terms of politics. It's a matter of how are you moving, how are you moving the country, how are you moving the minds of the citizens. Remember, there's a certain saying that says that the word of a leader is like wind above the grass. That's why we have leaders. Whatever they say moves. It moves the grass. It moves everything. But I think a time will come when we'll be able to have no political godfather, and all that, whereby we can be able to move as per whatever values this particular leader is giving to the country or he or she is communicating. If we had such strategies put in place, we wouldn't have to complain about poor health, poor education within the country, because I also tend to feel even in the sector of education, we are being crippled so that we can also get to a point where we are being given incentives so that we can be able to go and listen to such leaders. So it's a matter of these platforms. Let's use these platforms in a strategic way, whereby we don't have to get to a point of confusion all of a sudden. Leaders have to ensure that whatever is being communicated it's of morals, it's of value. Looking at even, because you're dealing with taxpayers, you're dealing with people who literally fund the system, members of parliament, to go and sit and listen and do their job for us. We currently have inefficiencies and even tax exemptions. They're draining the economy by 105 60 to 65 million, which is 5% of our GDP. And 5% of that GDP could have gone easily into ensuring there is food, into ensuring there's good education, there's good, even in sectors such as sports. I wouldn't say that strategies are not put in place to ensure there is no education, there is no food, there is no all those within different sectors. Because already even with this government, there are things that have already been accomplished. We already have the SHA, which is there. We already have fertilizer, which was 7,500. Now I think it's 2,000, 2,500. Now it calls for a matter of the implementation. The start of it is already there. It now calls for using such strategies to upscale and sustain. Because if you are able to sustain them, then it will mean that with each financial year, we won't have to complain about the financial being a problem. We won't have to see low business confidence within the country. We will be able to attract investors. So even with we also have even the affordable housing. So if we use such strategies to sustain, we sustain them, we upscale them, then we won't have to each and every time reshuffling. We will be able to have a system that is grounded and a system that will be able to be of service to the nation and even to its citizens. So we move on in such a manner whereby we won't have to have protest. We won't be able to have a matter of shoot the leg or even shoot to kill others, because we will have streamlined all that that is happening. So we look at it in that particular manner. We look at it in a manner of ensuring that we have grounded institutions. We have grounded methodologies. We have grounded forms of doing things. Once that is in order, then we can be able to move forward. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great one. And in line with that, we saw presidential aspirant, or is it too far to call him presidential aspirant, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? We aired his word for Sabasaba Day.
Vijana bado wanasema one term. Na sio kwa sababu wanasema tu ili kujifurahisha, lakini vile hali ilivyo katika nchi yetu ni wazi kwamba jamaa ameshinda na kudhibiti nchi, kudhibiti uchumi, kutafutia vijana nafasi za kazi, na ndio tunasema kwamba heri wao watushukuru kwamba tunasema one term. Kwa sababu Kenya wanaona hata kuvumilia hiyo term moja ishe inamaanisha 2027. Wengi wao wanaona vile hali ilivyo ngumu ya maisha, hao jamaa inawapasa kusema hata kung'atuka mapema. Hata hivyo, leo hii nimewahi pia pamoja na wenzangu mawakili kutetea vile vijana, wale vijana ambao walishikwa. Kuna Wanjiru Thiga na kijana huyu Kinyanjui Peter ambao walikamatwa, wakapelekwa mahakamani Kiambu na Ruiru, wakapatiwa hata kutolewa na cash bail, lakini wakaja wakashikwa tena kwa njia yenye madharau makubwa kabisa na kushtakiwa chini ya sheria ambayo inahusika na international terrorism. Na hali tunajua ni watoto, hawana nia ya kuhusika, hawana network ya mambo kama wagaidi wa kimataifa. Kwa hivyo tumewahi kusema leo hawatachukua, they will not take the plea, lakini kesho zote itakuwa mahakamani.
Remember, you're watching EBN TV, the Spheres of Life, and this is Fixing the Political Misfits. I'm reading some of your comments, then we shall almost be closing this. We have Diana Mwane, good evening to you too, our host JS. We have Diana again, good evening, our guest. Welcome to EBN TV studio. We have Immaculate, good evening too. Thank you for watching. Elizabeth Kavike, ready for the show, thank you. We have Diana, it's like a concern or a question. Gladson, did you say political bad manners? So no better, we're just wondering how our leaders are the ones we elected. The leaders that we elected can just be so careless with such words coming from them. As yes, this is political bad manners. Gladson, you've put it well. Thank you, Diana, for watching. Elizabeth again, enjoying the discussion. Elizabeth again, we say no to brutal deaths. We have Cosmos Nice. David Jewett tuned in. We have Sharon Visiawa. Hi Sharon, good evening. The phrase shoot to kill. Politicians are serving personal interests over public good. Families are losing loved ones without justice. We are not solving anything, and she's broken-hearted. We have Maina Jogu following the discussion. Good job, Mark O'Kerry. Is whatever I am saying in accordance with my personal principles and morals? We have again Joseph Kiriago Ochiengu enjoying the discussion from Nakuru. Thank you for watching. Say hi to people from Nakuru. And I think I'm reading the last one because of time. Good point, Marco Kerry. Proud of you. And this is Joseph Kiriago Ochiengu. Yes, I don't want us to go into what presidential aspirant Kalonzo Musyoka is saying, but what I want us to understand is that we have some we have people, and mostly young people, and I don't even according to statistics we can say it is around 90% people chanting one term, one term, one term. I give you 1 minute to talk of one term.
Yeah, one term is just a phrase whereby unapata sasa, nilisema last week, it's more of a slogan and just a call to action, whereby ukisema one term inamaanisha aende na siende, siende na sirudi. However, the question is, yes, our head of state hataki amesema we can call him all sort of names, but also because we say every action has a reaction, and also everything that you choose has a consequence. Muranga's governor has done something that I think if everyone can adapt, we will definitely end all these things. Nilikuwa naambia watu, this Gen Zs ni watu wenye ukiangalia wengi, and I always love to say this without victimizing anyone mwenye ameiriziwa na single father or a single mother. I'm not victimizing it, but the truth has to be said. Hawa ni watu wenye mtu ameishi na single mom, single dad, or an absent father. Father ako lakini absent, hayuko, like maybe anafanya kazi abroad, or maybe tu ni truck driver, anakujanga once a month, twice a month. So ni mtu mwenye hakumold. So you only get to see your mom struggling. You get to see your mom doing things. Wewe mwenyewe umeona vile analia, ana struggle. Then wewe umemaliza university, unakuja seeing your mom struggle, then wewe mwenyewe unaanza kustruggle kama yeye. You see, so with that the anger has to brew, because already uko na reason. My mother has been suffering because of government policies. Na sisi pia to suffer because of that. So anger yake na huyu ikimix kwa street ataenda. So hizi ndi vitu zenye we need to look at them from this angle. Yara alikuwa nasikia our leaders wakisema, let our parents teach our children. But sasa how do you teach mtu amelelewa na mama, hana father figure, haelewi how to stand up as a man and maybe control certain things. Yana understand too when something is not okay, I need to call it out. Hiyo ndio kitu anajua. So mtu kama yote ujaribu kumcorrect at this point in time, it's a done deal. So what we should do, we always have the economy in absorbing, tumemboa, it always absorbs close to 1 million fresh graduates annually. So with that happening, inamaanisha kwamba we will always have scarcity of employment. Itakuwa a recurring problem. But how are we, how about we start thinking differently? Instead of bringing this anger to them, wanaenda kwa makazi, our systems are not working, everything is not working. Huwezi pata kazi kama ujui mtu, unaambiwa nani amekutuma, huyu amekuja na certificate zake very ako well qualified, but wewe nani amekutuma anaingia au unarudi home. So with all these things, hata kupata very simple ID, unaanza kupelekwa hivi, like everything iko tuna issues. So the anger iko from a lot of angles. So ukitaka leader mwenye na address all those issues, na anakuambia call me names. Tunapata. So it doesn't solve the issues. So I will use Governor wa Murang'a as an example. Yeye ali help a few people go through vocational trainings, then akawapatia, well, to some might look like little money, but to alleged alipatia all fresh graduates 15,000. Akawaambia go and do something with it. Then sisi kama the county tutakupatia tax exemption year, 1 year for your business to sprout. Then from there we will do other things. We saw in Kiambu people were being given pigs. Unapewa manguruwe, uende ufuge mtaani. No tax for you as a young man until your business ishike vizuri. So now with that, yes, we are not creating any employment from per se, the employment part, but you're also engaging these youth, these idle youths into something meaningful. Mtu akifocus yake yote iko kwa nguruwe zangu nitaongeza aje zikuwe mingi. Mwingine hii pesa nimepewa, how will I double it? How will I triple it? So already kuna something else to think about. But Makori amesema vizuri hapa sana, okay, ya kwamba mtu ako na wifi, mtu ako na simu, hakuna kitu anafanya. All through ako internet ana consume information. Then anakutana na kwa mfano the other statistics ilitoka kwamba at each and every Kenyan, it is estimated kwamba anapata $1080. So $1080 inamaanisha kwamba kila tunafaa tukue 60% of our economy, of people living in our economy should not be struggling. But now it is the opposite. 60 are struggling, 40. So ile effect ya our economy growing, it is not there. So vitu zinaenda juu, but maisha watu nabaki chini. So you find that sasa ni sisi tunajaribu ku catch up. Now once people una catch up and the government is not helping you catch up, the frustration inakuja. So all these things happen, ni down to frustration.
Yeah, sure. And I think, Okeri, you should just be giving, just crown it up and you do your final word, because our time is far much spent and we consume something else. Then you do your final word, then you close, then Gladson closes and say it to 2 people.
No problem.
In a minute.
So I think one term mainly stands for action. Do your part. As a leader, as a citizen, do your part. And we will also do our part to ensure that we also keep the engine of the country running. For my final word, I'll say that as within the political space, I would wish that if we are able to understand that we have 3 arms of the government, we have the legislature, we have the executive, we have the judiciary, and all 3 are independent. If all we don't need to have them under one arm now of government, or rather under one political party. They are all independent systems. They are all independent arms of the government. We have them. We should use them, and the people within those arms of the government should ensure that whatever service is there, each and every citizen gets the service that he or she needs. And finally, in conclusion, it's good that we are having this such spaces, such conversations, because if we do not step up to fix our nation will tend to fix us. It will fix us into silence. It will fix us into fear. It will fix us into forgetting that there was a time that we could go into a supermarket and have, and just for 1,000 shillings you will have a whole receipt. So with that, we should try as much as possible to. We are fixing the political misfits. These political misfits shouldn't be a matter of removing bad actors, because even bad actors can become good actors. It should also be a matter of changing the mindsets of people from greed, from arrogance, from incompetence, to ensure that we have a country that is running smoothly from the topmost to as they say, the mama mboga. So
great.
Yeah.
Great. Say it to 2 people. Just mention.
to say hi to my aunt and my mom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Let's on two people.
Let me say this before we close. This is my clarion call. Let us not focus, and I hope Jeff to make another baby session for this, whereby we are fighting the wrong battle. We tend to fight people than fighting the systems. The systems of the world and the systems of Kenya, they are so different in that even if you put a bishop as the president, he'll still struggle to make a change. Thank you. Hi, saying hi to my mom, Judith, and all our siblings. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's great. And thank you for coming, Prof. We've got something great from you. And remember, this is EBN TV, The Spheres of Life, and this was Fixing the Political Misfits. I'm Jeff Kimayu. Until next time, we bless your week. Bye.